Hey guys, welcome back to the FeveCade. As you can tell, I'm looking at this is the power brick for the Indiana Jones, and I've got it hooked, disconnected it, and took out of the cab. But here's why. From the top, it looks generally okay. I can't really see anything wrong with it, just a little dirty, you know. But when you flip it over, I unhooked those already, but when I flipped it over, I noticed this, and I can't tell if you can make it out with the shiny light in the background, but this ground wire here, the whole thing is fried. The quarter-inch connector's fried, the insulation's gone, and it's been like that for a while because the copper wiring's all corroded and green, what's left of it. And then this positive wire's got a burn mark in it. This positive wire, or AC wire, the two AC lines. This one here looks like it might have got hot because it's a little discolored, but it might have just been from heat from one of those. And then the positive DC line, you can tell it got hot. It's a little lighter in color, which I'm assuming is one reason. But when I touched the little insulator, because all four of these had little insulating covers on them similar to this, and when I touched this one, it just crumbled. So I was going to replace these four lines going into here, and then if you look, I need better light in here, but this terminal here is just solid toast. You can tell it got burned and burned pretty badly. Let's see if you can compare it to the one next to it, maybe. This one's still shiny and silvery looking. This one here is brown and black and just looks rusty, but it's just from being burned. So I got another bridge rectifier. This one I actually tested it, and it tested out okay, from what I understand, which is very little. But I got another one on order from Bob Roberts, so when that gets here, I'll be replacing this. But right now, I was going to go ahead and replace the four wires running into it, and probably testing these to make sure these got a good connection, because I don't know if those are. To me, they look like they were done afterwards, so somebody might have worked on this before. But everything else looks alright. Alright. Now, like I was saying, I'd already disconnected this, and I pulled the main burned wire off. I'm going to go ahead and pull this one off, which is the positive on the DC side. And then the two AC lines coming in. Damn transformer's a heavy bastard. Figure out where these lines go on this side. I think they're both in this bundle, aren't they? I don't want to take out the whole bundle, so let's cut up a couple wire ties. Yeah, okay, we're in film. A couple of wire ties. Pull that through, pull this one through. There we go. I'm already confused what I do here. This one should stay in there. That's the wrong damn wire, because that one hooks to the. So there we go. That's what I did wrong. So, but yeah, if you've seen the videos with the ARIII, you can tell it got fried and this got fried. So I'm kind of wondering which happened first. Because I know the big blues have already been replaced by the previous owner. So I'm assuming they're still good. But I'm guessing that maybe something happened to this and it was letting out too much DC or something and maybe fried the other one, or maybe the AR fried. And when it did, it was drawing more and this thing couldn't keep up maybe. So I don't know. But just going to flip this over since I got those wires out of there. There we go. Need to get a pad for my table, but hell, it's just an old desk, I don't care. That wire actually runs to the transformer, doesn't it? I have to test the transformer just to see if it's putting out the right voltage. That might be what the problem is too. And I really want to replace this wire, but I don't want to mess with anything in there. Yeah, let's leave that one alone for now. Just replace this one that actually has the burn mark in it. And then the two DC outlines. So yeah. So yeah, and I didn't just went to the store and grabbed. Looked at the wire. I don't know if this one has it stamped on there or not. This one doesn't. It doesn't. I'm going to test that and see if it's still working. Okay, none of the fuses were blown. Neither main fuse wasn't blown, which is a surprise. But I couldn't find orange. So this might be some of this wire that I saw said 16 gauge on it somewhere. Let's see what this one says. Got some wire tie so I can see it better. Break a wire tie. Yeah, it feels like it got hot. So that's not stamped. Alright, well. I got 16 gauge wire. There's one of these I saw actually said 16 gauge on it. This looks bigger. And this looks bigger. It's stamped. But it's not actually. The part that's on there doesn't show what gauge wire it is. those big ones there are marked. You actually saw one back here. So, do I replace it and hope it works? This is definitely needing replaced. I didn't do anything to take some of the old insulation off. It's the same gauge wire. The insulation's just thinner. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and replace all of it anyway. And then just plug it in and just test the transformer and see what happens. In worst case, it just melts a wire. So, I got some red for the orange because I couldn't actually find orange. So let's just kind of roughly measure this. There, so cut it. Strip the ends. Always give the ends a twist. And I got two different kinds of quick disconnects, and really one of them works for 16 to 14 gauge, one works 22 to 16 gauge. And I have 16 gauge. I could use either one. I think I'm going to use the smaller of the two, so it's a little tighter fit, hopefully. Let's see what happens. Oh, I actually better keep the backers so I know what size of wire these things are for. Always just crimp it with the smallest one I can fit on there, just to make sure it's crimped down. They don't give you much meat to actually crimp onto the thing. Crimp this one. Let's get my multimeter real quick, just to test to make sure we're getting from one end to the other. Alright, there we go. Wouldn't work a second ago. Alright, seems like I have to get good crimps on it. Put that off the side. So, this is for the orange one, the AC lines. So I'm right through there. Hook it up. Hook it to the fuse here. guessing that was good. We're doing on time. Alright. Then, of course, no purple. So I got some blue to replace the purple, which it doesn't bother me, but the next tech who has to work on this is probably going to be pissed. There. There might be a better way to do that. But if there is, I don't know it. Or I can't afford it. Just that a little better so it fits in there. Feels solid. Just that, because there's one little strand hanging off. Grab this. I hate these crimpers. Alright. This was the negative one that burned there. You know, that one actually had a ring terminal on the end. So, I get to put a ring terminal on there. Yeah, good. Pull off one of the ends, that's trash. Just that again. And our ring terminal. And we'll crimp this thing down. Here you go. There we go. Get a quick test. Seems good. So, can y'all see that? I think you can. So I'll hook it there to the burned one, which will be getting replaced soon. And then it goes down to the negative there, so it'll fit. Then I'm going to go ahead and do that with the other positive wire and the AC running from the transformer. I'm going to leave that alone for now. I might look online, see if I can't find some people who've replaced those wires, but I don't know how to do it, and I don't want to mess that thing up if it's still good. So, I'll get back with you in a bit. Alright. Well, I got the wires replaced. I went ahead and kept the two that were still in decent shape in case I need to put them in. One of them was this one here. So this one's the only one I'm kind of really worried about. Not really, mainly just because I think the wire gauge might be a hair small right here, but right now it's not getting warmer or anything. So we'll see how it happens once we get the AR hook back up to it. Drop my light. Do I even need it? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Just shove it in there like that. Right now, I figured I'd go ahead and test. I got it plugged in, turned on. I was going to test the voltages. You can do that right there. I don't remember what the freaking stamp number is on it. But it's numbered starting here at this end. Goes 1, 2, 3, and the next row 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 in this corner here. And 4 and 5 are considered ground, so it's either this one here, if you can see me pointing at it, I can't, or let's see if I use the red one. It's either this one here, or this one here. I'm just going to stick my ground in. You can use it for either one. And then pins 1, 2, and 3 are Not sure what they're for, but they should be about 10.6 volts DC, somewhere around there. I think it's unregulated. I could be totally wrong, but I do know it should be in there. So I got my multimeter here set to DC, and I'm going to test pin 1, and it comes up 15.8. Pin 2, same. Pin 3 should be the same. And then I'm going to switch over to AC, and 6 and 7 should be about 36 volts. And so it'd be this one here and that one there. And the first mistake I made when I was first testing this was you leave the ground in and you probe pin 6 and you're getting 17 volts AC. I was like, alright, what am I doing wrong? So I test pin 7, same thing, 17 volts. I'm like, well, crap, something's wrong here. And then I went ahead and tested pin 8 and pin 9, which should be about 6 volts, and I was getting nothing. So I was thinking, something's wrong with the AC, and I'm like, I got to looking around, and I was doing it completely wrong, which most, I think, first-time people do, and I was definitely one of them. You don't test to ground. You test literally between pin 6 and pin 7. So I'm putting my black lead in pin 7 and testing pin 6, and there you go, 36 volts, which is right where it should be. And then same thing with pin 8 and pin 9. Black lead I'm going to put in pin pin 9. Pin 8 is the key, so I think it's the male pin, so I can't really put the probe in there. So I'm going to put the probe in 9 and then test to pin 8, pin 8. And it's at 6 volts, which is right where we should be. I think the 15 volts I was getting on pins 1, 2, and 3 for the DC, I think that is okay. I'll have to check, but for now I'm going to call it good and say all this is working. So once I get once I get the AR rebuilt, I can hook that up and I'll test the things on it before I hook up the boards. So hopefully by next weekend I'll have the parts to finish repairing the AR and the bridge rectifier that's underneath this thing, and we'll be back.